It was so frustrating having the door slammed in my face so many times. I wonder if all the other candidates have to endure this crap.
Probably, but the fact is that you were running as a Democrat in a mostly Republican district. The rural areas of Texas are overwhelmingly red. Only the large cities are mostly blue, while the suburban areas tend to switch back and forth between the major parties.
And why should it be so different? Aren't we all one society? Mother, there is a man named Charles Menard who wants to meet you. That name sounds familiar. Oh, he is an attorney I used to work with in court cases. I first met him shortly after I moved to this town. Hello, Charles. So what brings you here?
I have just thrown my hat into the ring to run for the Texas State Senate as a Republican, only to learn that in doing so I'd be going up against you in the general election, but before that I must face Ted Anderson in the Republican primaries. Since he has more political experience than me, fighting him will be an uphill battle. Which is why I want to ask for your help.
My help? Even though we belong to opposing parties?
Yes, because we both despise Ted Anderson. Let's face it, the Democrats and Republicans in most southern states have not been competitive with each other. After the Civil War, the conservative Democrats dominated the South for nearly a century until the party turned liberal in the 1960s. Then most southern whites became Republicans as that party became conservative. So in most elections, the real battle is among the conservative candidates of any party, and then the general election is an afterthought.
Right, and the state legislatures gerrymander the districts to maintain the majority of the party in power. It's sickening how they subvert our democracy to benefit the elitists.
But that's the system we have to work in. Fortunately, Texas is an open primary state, meaning you don't have to declare your party affiliation before voting in a primary. So, if you were to endorse me and urge your supporters to vote for me in the primary elections, I might be able to defeat Ted Anderson. And in return, once I go to Austin, I will fight for LGBT rights in the Texas legislature, just as you would have.
Very well, I accept your offer. As long as Ted Anderson is defeated, I will be satisfied. What's wrong? You are going to sell yourself out and abandon your supporters to make a political deal, that's what. I will never vote for any Republican even if you ask me to. Right, and because of that, your interests will have no representation in Austin. At least this way we will have someone who is not a crazed theocrat and is pro-LGBT representing us. That was always my concern. It was never about getting me elected.